Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the Truval Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Boeing whistleblower John Barnett has been found unalived in his car. The police say it is self-inflicted. He did that to himself. People disagree. John Barnett has been in Charleston, South Carolina, giving testimony in his whistleblower case against the embattled aerospace company, and he has been found on March 9th unalived in his car. Documents released by the police indicate that officials have accepted suicide as Barnett's cause of death, and the investigators have closed this case. As I said in the beginning of this video, a lot of people do not buy this, and they don't believe that this man did this to himself, considering that he has been going against Boeing. He is a whistleblower, as we all know. He has talked about Boeing's safety issue for a long time. Even when he was working for Boeing, he was bringing up the same conversation in meetings and he was ridiculed. Boeing did not want to hear about the safety concerns that this man was bringing up. And look at Boeing right now. Crash after crash, incidents, accidents. How many have we reported in recent years? Boeing is in trouble again. A Boeing 737-300 aircraft has skidded off a runway in Senegal, injuring at least 10 people, 4 of them getting injured seriously. The incident occurred as Air Senegal flight HC301 was taking off from the Malian capital Bamako in the early hours. The pilot was injured as well. This can't be a coincidence. These incidents keep happening again and again and again. Just recently in January, there was an incident with Boeing.
Federal investigators are now on the ground in Portland, trying to figure out why a section of this plane's fuselage detached in the sky Friday with almost 180 people on board.
District pressures, we declare an emergency. We need to descend down to 10,000.
The NTSB says the chaotic scene unfolded just 10 minutes after takeoff at around 16,000 feet, roughly half of cruising altitude.
Think about what happens when you're in cruise. Everybody's up and walking. Folks don't have seatbelts on. We could have ended up with something so much more tragic.
There were no reports of serious injuries, and although no one was sitting directly next to the missing panel, one passenger says a boy sitting nearby lost his shirt.
And the son's shirt was completely blown off and his body was extremely red. I'm assuming due to irritation of the wind.
The FAA temporarily grounding certain aircraft for inspection, impacting Alaska and United Airlines.
So when people are skeptical about this man unaliving himself after all these years of him fighting to get the truth out, it's understandable why people feel the way they feel about this topic, and it should not be covered up because people use airplanes, especially a lot of people use Boeing planes, and when accidents happen, or I'll go back to my point, the point I made last time when it came to the Ethiopian crash, Boeing was trying to blame the pilot. Thankfully, investigation eventually showed that it was the fault of the plane. Hence, the company needed to fix this before the plane malfunctioned. They could have saved those lives. These are hundreds of people that we're talking about. We are talking about human lives, and to hide the fact that there are some safety issues with software and certain lines of airplanes Boeing is making is just downright disrespectful and not caring about the people that you are serving. It just shows that they only care about money. And if that's the case, governments and airlines need to rethink before they purchase the next Boeing. How safe is it? It came to the point where people are now searching first a specific model before they board because they don't trust that Boeing line. And this whistleblower now dying all of a sudden obviously is gonna raise red flags, and we will keep you updated. But the investigation shows that he unalived himself and they have closed the case, even though majority of the people hearing this news don't buy it. But anyways, fam, what are your thoughts on this? Do you believe that John actually took his own life, or do you think that there's some other stuff behind it? I am Wongel Zelalem.